The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
It's Thursday, November 20th, 2025. This is FRC Media News. I'm Keith Tebow. Fall River is one city made up of the character within its individual neighborhoods. We'll be dedicating time on the show periodically to get an update of the activity and concerns of these neighborhoods. Much has been talked about in terms of revitalizing the Flint neighborhood of Fall River. Money has been spent on storefronts and a master plan is in the works. But what's happening on the ground? We spent time recently with Bernadette Simos, president of the Flint Neighborhood Association. We here at FRC Media, we're going to try to delve into what's happening in our neighborhoods across Fall River. We hope to speak to a number of neighborhood association representatives and presidents. And we're going to start this week with talking about the Flint Neighborhood Association. It's been in the news lately about the work being done there and things that have changed in that neighborhood over the past few years. I'm pleased to be joined by the president of the Flint Neighborhood Association, Bernadette Simos. Bernadette, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Keith, for this opportunity.
Now, you've been president not that long.
No, I want to say maybe about a year or so.
Yeah, how's it?
Nearing up a year, actually.
But you've been involved with the neighborhood.
I have. So I was previously involved with the neighborhood. I started in 2015 with Carlos. I was his secretary. And then my boys were a little older. They were involved in sports. So unfortunately, I didn't have time for the neighborhood. So I had to step down. My kids got a little older. And I said, you know what? I want to help the Flint again. I want to get back on there. And that's when Carlos didn't have, I was with Joe Cavallo.
Yeah.
He was Carlos's VP.
Yeah.
And I was just an acting neighbor within the community. I attended their meetings, and then Joe got a little tired. He stepped down, and I stepped in. Yeah. Joe was fantastic for the Flint Neighborhood Association. I miss him dearly. And he is the brain of the Flint. He can tell you so many stories. Oh my goodness.
We've all gotten calls from Joe.
Oh my goodness, yes. He can tell you a lot of stories about the Flint. So Joe is fantastic. So I stepped in, and then obviously we all know what happened and how I became president, Carlos running for mayor, and I had to step up.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. It takes up a lot of time. I think more time is trying to find the engagement of the neighbors to get involved. I feel like everybody's lives are very busy right now, and they don't have the time to get involved. Yeah. But I'm trying my best in order to engage people to come to our neighborhood meetings with possibly guest speakers. I plastered all over Facebook constantly on every pages. I send out emails. I have a sign-in sheet. So I'm trying my best to get as many people to engage. As we mentioned before, the Flint Neighborhood Association is not just for the Flint neighbors. It's not for those that just live in our Flint. I consider the Flint neighborhood for everyone. And like I stated before, we live in Fall River. Yes, the Flint is a little part of Fall River, but you know what? Come to the Flint neighborhood. It's okay if you live in Niagara. It's okay if you live in the Maplewood section. Flint is for everyone. It's not just for the Flint.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, a lot of times it's tough to define the borders, and I asked you this before. Are there like official borders? There may be.
There is in paper, but do I consider it the Flint having borders? No. Again, like I stated, it's for everyone. I really wish that people on Bank Street would come and have a conversation with us, Flint. It's called neighboring, right? Let's all meet our neighbors. It doesn't have to be the house on the side you or across the street from you, right?
Yeah. You actually bring up a good point. Years back when I believe Will Flanagan was mayor.
Yes. Yes.
He had a neighborhood association
Yes, he did.
liaison.
Yes, he
And
did.
there were like monthly meetings where all the neighborhood groups come together. Do you
Yes.
think that would be beneficial?
That would be great. And I really wish with Paul Coogan, with another 2 terms, I wish that he would maybe consider involving the neighborhoods in maybe a monthly meeting. I don't say maybe weekly because, you know, it gets very busy, but a monthly meeting with him letting us know maybe some information in regards to Fall River itself, or maybe just a specific neighborhood, but why not all the neighborhood presidents be involved, right? Yeah. And that's one of the things in my last meeting that I had. I asked Deputy Chief J.T. Hoare, I asked for him to maybe communicate with the neighborhood presidents so that at least we have a little bit of sense of peace, is what I said to him, on, you know, certain things happening in our neighborhood or within the city, just letting us know, hey, this wasn't targeted, you know, the city, the neighborhood is okay. Just more neighborhood involvement with higher ups in the city would be fantastic.
You hold monthly meetings. When are they held?
So
where?
Yes, so our monthly meetings are at the Fonseca School, and we have them every last Wednesday of every month. The next time we will be meeting will be in January, just because of Thanksgiving and Christmas falling on that last Wednesday of the month. No, during school years, during school months, I apologize, it is normally at the Fonseca School. I have held it one time at my home, just because I did need to have a monthly meeting. The police station has been a great advocate for us to be holding our meetings as well. We've had it there. But normally it is at the Fonseca School every last Wednesday of the month at 6:30.
How many people generally attend?
We normally have in between 10 to maybe 20 people. It all depends on the guest speaker. So I do try and have guest speakers every month, whether it be recycling, whether it be trash, whether it be a certain building, the building inspector that we have in question in the Flint with all the buildings that we have. As I stated, our last one was Deputy Chief J.T. Hoare, and that seems to attract many people, not just from the Flint, but many people with the crime going on in our city, and especially in the Flint. I had specific questions with an accident of a rollover on a corner of Flint and Pleasant Street. Wasn't sure how that happened.
Right.
And then I also had a specific question on the gentleman who just started shooting in the middle of Eastern Avenue, and unfortunately a home was targeted with a bullet in it. I mean, luckily nobody was hurt, but we came to find out it was a mental issue, a mental health issue, and it's very sad to hear that. But
and the police department's there every month, right, to give a little update.
So yes,
on what's happening. And how important is that? And do they? I'm sure they accept the feedback. And
they absolutely do.
From all neighborhood organizations, they appreciate that.
They absolutely do. So every month we invite our police as well as our fire. Okay. And they both are, if one of the chiefs cannot make it, they send someone. Yeah. Last week, like I stated, it was Deputy Chief J.T. Hoare. We also had the pleasure of having Chief Bacon there with us. Mm-hmm. And they both give out their stats for the month. Not so much numbers, but so much as what type of calls came in what areas.
And is it targeted to the neighborhood?
It is.
Okay,
it is. So it's neighborhood specific.
Okay, good.
Yes. So if you want to know something about Niagara, you would have to go to the Niagara neighborhood. Right. But they are very open at the end of the meeting. If you have something that's not particular to the Flint neighborhood, they are very open to meeting you at the end of the meeting and speaking with you. And they tell you that too. If anybody has anything that they'd like to state privately, they'll stay 5 minutes after the meeting and you can speak with them. And they're at my fingertips pretty much with an email. Sure. They respond very, very quickly. So they've been great. And the neighbors appreciate that. They go home with the sense of, oh, okay, you know what, it wasn't that bad. Or if they have a specific question, it gets answered before they go home. So they appreciate that. So
I would think that public safety crime is probably on the minds of most people across the city, not just in the Flint neighborhood.
Yes.
Are there other things? I mean, there's been some work, and I want to get into Pleasant Street in a moment, but are there other issues that people are really interested in when they come to the meetings? Maybe streets and sidewalks and parks and...
So I can only speak for the Flint, that we have a lot of building issues.
Okay.
And Pleasant Street is always an issue. We have some homeless that are getting into some buildings, and we've had to board them up a couple of times. We've got a building that's been there for years with a fence blocking the sidewalk. So it's mostly about, the buildings, and it's always those specific buildings. Sidewalks, yes, we do have some areas that sidewalks are in need. Streets, obviously, is another thing. They ask about, when certain streets will be fixed, and, the city is always very well to telling us that it is on the list, it's not being ignored, and that they have to go by a list, and we have to understand that. But that's, besides crime and, let's say, drug activity within a certain neighborhood, car break-ins, that's a lot in the Flint, a lot of car break-ins. Those are the more specific issues that they're concerned about.
I want to get into Pleasant Street. There's been a lot made. The mayor has been able to secure some funding, some community development funding from the federal and state government. Some storefronts were redone,
yes,
which is always good to see.
Absolutely.
But a lot more needs to be done, no doubt,
yes,
on that street. And,
yes,
and a lot was brought up at the Flint Neighborhood City Council Forum, and also FRCmedia forums about the Flint neighborhood, what it used to be like, and
yes,
how to get it back there. And what are your thoughts of what needs to be done there?
So I would love to see it come back to the way that it was, with all the foot traffic and, the lights during Christmas time, with all the storefronts. The CDA monies that have been allocated for these storefronts, they look amazing. I mean, you've got Gilbert's Jewelers, you have White Rose Bakery, beautiful. They've done a great job with it. I do wish that they would involve the neighborhood president, whether it was me or Carlos previous. I do wish that they would have involved us in, the monies and where they were going to spend it. Not that we had better ideas for it, but just so that we knew, we didn't find out other ways through any other social media. But do I think it'll go back to the same way it was? I don't, and I'll tell you why. Just because everything is at the palm of your hands today with that phone.
Yep, right here, right?
Yeah, with that phone. And I'll speak for myself. So I don't go grocery shopping. I have it delivered to my home. My Christmas shopping, everything is online. Right. I can't tell you the last few years I've gone actually to the mall to buy a Christmas gift. It all comes to the house.
You're the reason why malls are
I am the reason, and it's unfortunate. It really is. But do I wish to see more storefronts along Pleasant Street? I do. I would love to see the foot traffic back, and the conversations between neighbors, and I really would. But how do we do it, right? Because I'm not the only one doing things from my phone, right? It seems like everybody is. Bank transactions. I don't go to the bank anymore. Like, I make a deposit from my phone. Right. Move monies around, same thing. So everything, I find everything is just so convenient that we don't have to leave our home. Is it sad? It is. It is. It's sad, and I'm sad to see that this is the new way of life.
Yeah. Because I think part of the foot traffic that happened in all our neighborhoods across Fall River was not only for commerce, but also just to talk to your
mental health, right? It's important. It's part of mental health. Correct. It's going home, and just that hello with a smile makes a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
Just that handshake, hi, how are you? How you doing? Right? That person asking you how you're doing. You don't know what anybody's going through, and that communication, rather than the four walls that many people don't get the chance to get out, it's important. I agree with you.
I always harken back to when I was a youngster here in Fall River. Again, this may be like old man talking to clouds, but it was. I remember I was about 12, 13 years old during the blizzard of '78. And talking about meeting people, because you couldn't get out. The roads were closed.
Right.
And you actually talked to people.
Right.
And it was absolutely fantastic.
And you helped each other, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
What we're lacking today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to get to a couple of other quick things. Are there other events that the Neighborhood Association partakes in, and that people should be about?
So I would love for everybody to get involved in our monthly meetings. So I'm brand new to the president role. The previous president, Carlos, used to do a fantastic job with different events. I mean, he used to do a shrimp and I think chicken dinner for our scholarship, the Kathy Assad Scholarship, which we still do. He used to do a Christmas show with the other colleagues of his, friends of his, volunteers, shall I say, So that's something that I'm going to have to, sit down with Carlos and just ask him, hey, how did you do those things? Carlos used to do Flint Pride Days along Pleasant Street. That was amazing. That he found many people that would love to volunteer for face paint, kind of like Christopher Sylvia does. He does an amazing job at gathering the community together. Right? I could sit with Chris too and just listen to his ideas all day. Fantastic. So. Right now, my goal is to get more people involved in the meetings. I want more people to know about what's going on in their city, good and bad, right? Because it just can't all be good. Yeah. And I want them, if there's something that needs to be changed, let's get together and let's think about how we can change it, right? With certain buildings that are closed. Like, what are we going to do about that building that's been, with the fence for how many years? I understand there's a process to everything, and I understand things take very long with court systems and, paperwork. I get that stuff. But things like that, I would love to have more people engaged in the community to get involved and try and change things for good and bad.
Yeah. So let me ask you if anyone is, again, in the Flint neighborhood or not in the Flint neighborhood.
That's right. That's right.
Want to find out more about the association. How do they do that? Contact you?
So,
Facebook?
yes. So I'm on Facebook. I have my personal page. It's Bernadette Simos. I also I also do the Flint Neighborhood Association Facebook page, so you can message me there. Anybody can call me. The number is 508-558-2224. I will definitely pick up the phone, whatever it is that you need. People know how to get a hold of me. I mean, I'm out and about everywhere.
Well, Bernadette, I appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate you.
I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Right, thank
Thank you.
you. What's happening in Fall River in terms of economic development and new business news? Well, there's one place you can find that out. That is Fall River Development News. Please be joined, as we are on a weekly basis, by Kevin Lawrence of Fall River Development News, which you can find on Facebook. Kevin, how are you?
Well, and nice to be here once again.
All right, let's start. There's going to be a new convenience store opening in the far north end of Fall River on North Main Street.
This is 4263 North Main Street. It's a small strip plaza near Shaw's. This new convenience store is called Holy Mart, and it's taking the space of the Ice and Roll ice cream shop, which closed last summer. The store is actually now open. They have just opened up. They're open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to 10 p.m. They feature meat, grocery items, fruits and vegetables, as well as Haitian specialty food products. Now, Holy Mart, this is their first location on North Main Street. They're actually going to be opening up a second location before the end of the year on East Main Street, 28 East Main Street. You may remember it was a former 7-Eleven store that's been vacant for at least a couple of years. They're going to take up that spot as well, so they're going to have two locations. And the interesting thing about this, the family that owns this owns several other Fall River businesses. Shirley St. Louis, along with her husband Samuel St. Louis, are the owners of these new Holy Mart locations. They also own a beauty supply store at 954 South Main Street. They own the Sir Marie Takeout Restaurant located in that strip plaza as well at 4263 North Main Street. And one of their family members, Renee St. Louis Joseph, owns the Latte Juice Cafe, also in that same strip mall at 4263 North Main Street. So they have three businesses on North Main in that strip plaza. And Holy Mart is now open. And if you're wondering where they got the name Holy Mart from, it was inspired by their faith. Samuel St. Louis is also a pastor at the Kingdom Colony Ministry at 820 King Philip Street in Fall River. So a little divine intervention. And they've named the new location Holy Mart, their new convenience store. We wish them well.
Yeah, and definitely entrepreneurial spirit from many members of that family. That's for sure, across Fall River. All right. Also, this week, Popeyes, the chicken chain restaurant, is going to be taking up location very soon, I believe sometime in December, at a location where there was a previous chicken restaurant.
Yeah, the former Boston Restaurant Market at 3012th Street in Fall River is being renovated. It will become that Popeyes restaurant. We spoke to the contractor, Fall River Development News, and we learned that the construction will be completed by late December. They'll be opening up there at that new 3012th Street location. They're currently located in the Flint Village Plaza at 933 Pleasant Street. They're moving to that Boston Market location. Unfortunately, it's a loss for the Flint. And in that plaza at the Flint Village Plaza on Pleasant Street at 933 Pleasant Street, they've already lost the Walgreens and they'll soon be losing the Popeyes. But at least they're staying in the city. They're moving down the road to the center of the city where the old China Royal used to be.
Yep. I was just going to reference that, right across the street from Portugalia, where CVS is now. And that's where you'll find the new Popeyes coming
and
up
one
soon.
other thing, this new location will have a drive-through window. The location on Pleasant Street in the plaza did not, so that's going to help their business.
Yep. All righty. You can find out more of Kevin's work on Fall River Development News. Just one item of note. Next week is Thanksgiving. Kevin and I will not be together on Thanksgiving. We will be spending time with our families. We hope you will as well. So, Kevin, we'll talk in a couple of weeks. Take care.
Thank you, Keith.
My name is David Perry. I'm the president of the Greater Fall River Food Pantry. And what we do here is we provide food to clients that are in need. We're always trying to get more people involved in what we're doing. And we're trying to concentrate on youth, and it's all about helping people. And that's what we should all be doing, is helping someone. So it's a great opportunity for them to come down here and give us a couple of hours a week. It's not long, it's 2 hours a day. And once they start volunteering, it's like a family, it really is. So getting these younger people involved, it's just great. It's great to see. It's great to have younger generations seeing what's going on in the real world, as we call it, and helping out.
I've gotten a new outlook on the community. I've been able to see all sides, helped me learn just a lot about Fall River as a whole.
We like to get students in from 14 years of age and older. It's not about the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry. It's about what the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry does as an outreach. We want to reach out to the community. Most schools require that the students put in volunteer hours. We're a perfect example of receiving those students, and that way they get their hours accredited, and it gives them a good learning experience.
Volunteering here made you feel good, felt like you were helping out the community, and also it really helped me out with making my application stand out with having volunteer hours on them. Like when I'm applying for jobs, I've been on the hunt right now, and I've done a lot more interviews since I did charity work here. Makes you really stand out, and also just feels good helping out the community.
I love hearing other people's lives, how other people live, other people's families. It's interesting, and I really like to do this work.
Come down and see what it's like. Come down and take an opportunity to help someone else. Come and see what's really happening in the world out there.
That's all for FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for more local news and information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. on Channel 95 and the Fall River HD channel, which you can find on Channel 1072. Now, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. We will not be producing a show. We hope you'll be enjoying the holiday with family and friends. We will return in 2 weeks on Thursday, December 4th. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you in 2 weeks.